Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in today to Izzy the Tech Guy. Today we'll be discussing, let me get to the outline. Today we'll be discussing likes and wildcard. This is going to be a two-part episode. Today we're going to mainly focus on the like statements and get familiar with that. In the next episode we will address the wildcards. Some of the topics we're going to discuss is the difference between Microsoft Access, MS Access, and SQL Server. And we have our checkpoints that we'll try to get to today. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and in your browser, go to w3schools.com and then go to tutorials, learn SQL. And then on the left side of the web page, go down to SQL-like. So this will bring us to the SQL-like operator. So this is something that, besides joins and aggregate functions, I'll say this is probably top three things that you need to learn when you include joins, aggregate functions. This is very important. So what is the like statement? So basically the like statement is if you're not sure like how something's spelled, or if you're not sure how something is in the table but you have an idea of what's encompassing in that value you're looking for, you use a like operator. So basically like w3school says, the like operator is used in a where clause to search for a specific pattern in a column. There are two wildcards often used in conjunction with the like operator. It's the percentage sign and the underscore. So the percentage sign represents 0, 1, or multiple characters, and the underscore represents one single character. So if you have, like, for example, if you're looking for the word operator, so you'd use the underscore, and you know, hey, I know the third letter is E, so you would use two underscores and then E. But we'll get to the syntax and how to use it. Just giving you a demonstration of how you would use the underscore. One thing to be aware of, if you're using Microsoft Access, MS Access, use an asterisk instead of using the percentage sign, and use the question mark instead of the underscore. So that's one thing you have to remember if you're using MS Access. So the syntax. Now we see here, select stays the same, from stays the same. Now if you're using the like in the where clause, you would say where, you put your column name, instead of putting equal or not in or whatever you use to compare or to look for, you use the like statement in whatever your pattern is. And one thing I know up here says the like operator is using the where clause. Don't get confused and think you can only use it with a where. You can use it with the and statement, but this name that they use is the where clause. So that's just letting you know in the portion where you're refining what you're looking for, that's where you use the like statement. And then later on, I'll definitely show you how to use it with an and statement. Basically the same thing as a word clause, but change the where to and. Okay, and that's what they say here. You can combine it using a number of conditions and or operators. So this is a nice little chart here that they have. A good cheat sheet if you want to copy something. Definitely copy this. It gives you a little quick guide of like how to use the like statement and the wildcards, which is the percentage sign and the underscore. So word clause, like name, percentage sign. So this means the name, basically find any value that has to start with an A. This right here with the percentage sign in front of the A, you're going to find any value where the A is the last letter. Where the value, find any values that end with an A basically. And then here, where customer name like or, and then you see has two percentage signs on each side. So basically find any values that have the OR in any position. So it can be in the beginning, it can be in the end. Wherever you have this combination, it's going to find it. Again here, so this is like where you have a R is the second letter. So find any values that have R in the second position. It keeps going on. These are very, very useful here. This little chart table they have where customer like, so A is going to be the first, and there's at least two characters after A. Well, at least 2 characters in length, excuse me. And here, this is where A and it's at least 3 characters in length, because you see here they use 2 underscores. So you have the 2 underscores and the A. So where contact name like A. So this is basically where the A, where you start with A and end with O. So this could be anything, any word that has A as a beginning letter and O as the end. Can't think of one right now, but sure over as the time goes along we'll think of one. And this is again the table that they're going to be using, I believe, is a customer table. Okay, so let's go to our first example. So here, let's try this. So select from customer word customers like A and the percentage sign. So let's go ahead and try it ourselves, see what we get. So the syntax is written for us. Select, we're getting every column from the customers table where the customer name starts with excuse me, starts with an A. So let's run that. We have 4 results. 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you look here, they start with an A. This one of the letters end with an A, but they start with an A. That's what our condition has to meet, which is correct. Okay, let's go on to the next one. And what I'm doing, okay. So earlier when I was saying, I'll use it here. Remember when I was saying it starts with an O? It starts with an A and ends with an O. So I found one right here, contact name. So we'll change this to contact name just so you see how it works. So contact name, and we should get this fella right here. Well, yeah, we should get them. I was just worried about the space, but yeah, we'll get this result. But we got more, so good. Okay, so if Antonio was the only name in here, that's the only person. This would come back, but since Antonio Moreno is in here, we're getting everything back. So this wildcard says, hey, we don't care how many is here. It can be 1, it can be 0, it can be 20,000, whatever it may be, but we want it to start with A and end with O. So that's that right there. So let's go to the next section. So the following SQL statement, select all customers with a customer ending it with A. So now let's try this one. See where we can find where the last letter in the name ends with an A. Run that. Checking this out. Yep. Everything checks out. Perfect. And you know what? Let me play around here a little bit. Let's try it with postal code. Now, depending on how this is saved, it might work, it might not. Let's say we want to get everything that starts with a 4. Let's go ahead and run this. Bam, it worked out. So we see we can use it with the postal code. So that works right there. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick. So we did beginning with A, ends with an A, and let's go OR. Let's try this one. So basically where OR is combined together. So it can be the first, the last, the middle, it doesn't matter, wherever we have OR together. And that's in the customer name. So OR is right there. OR is right here. Where's OR? Input right here again, OR. You see OR. It doesn't matter how many letters OR is here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change it. Let me copy this real quick. I'm going to show you with this here that it'll still work. So OR right here, OR right there. So let's, just to show you how it would work if it's in the beginning. Now, for whatever reason, if your table contained like text strings, this would be very useful here because you don't know how long the strings are, but you just know what you want to find. So, like basically what I'm saying, like let's say for instance you're storing customer comments or customer reviews, and you want to find a particular word in each reviews. This would be perfect right here. So run SQL, and where is that at? You see OL, since it's the beginning of the word and it's combined, it doesn't matter that there's nothing in front of it, it brings it back. So hopefully that makes sense what I'm saying here. So this, again, I'm just trying to make sure I'm clear on this. This percentage sign, if there's no letter, if there's no words or letters or strings or anything in front of it, it still will bring it back because that's together. That's basically what that's saying. Let's go to the next one. I like this one. So let's try this. Basically what this is doing is looking for a space and then R. So let's run SQL. Okay, so we have here space and R, space and then R, space and R. Keep going down, we see all of it like that. And let's switch this up a little bit. I'm going to show you you can use this. Let's see how this changes our results. So we see I have the space in R still. We have a space in R. So basically anything that has not a space, so I don't know what I'm saying. Basically anything that has a character before the R. So it could be like we had this before in the beginning of the word, or it could be like this. Let's go back to how the example, let's just run that. So you see, when we run it this way, let's say for instance you want to find where the second letter in a word is R, then you'd use this. But let's say for instance you just want to find where R follows a letter, then you put your, what we just did here. We put our wildcard here and do that. So let's close this out. Let's go to the next one. So this is basically we want A in the beginning and then some spaces afterwards. 3. At least 3 character in length because you have 1, 2, 3. Let's try it. I believe, yeah, this is, yeah, you see that there's 2 underscores here, so that's why it's 3. So it'll be remember keyword at least 3. So A, it begins with A, and there's at least 3 words. Yep, all these match. We can also get fancy. Let's see what this will do here. So again, same results come back, nothing changed. Alright, let's go to the next one. So this is what we were saying before. It starts with A. I showed you an example of this with, I don't remember, with Antonio. So run this for that Antonio. Let's do this. See what comes back with this. So we have A, it starts with A, and then before it ends with O. The second to last letter is O. So you see how we got creative here, just by adding that underscore. Okay. And then this is the last example, and then the next thing I'm going to show you is how to use it in the AND statement, which is basically the same thing, but I'll show it to you. This is pretty cool. They use a not like. So basically, everything that's going to come back doesn't start with A. Run that. So you see here, in customer name, everything that comes back is not in, does not start with A. Perfect. So, like I said, let's say for example, we will change this statement. So what we're going to do is enter and come back up here where country is in Mexico, and we want every customer that's in Mexico, but their name do not start with an A, and we get back 3 results. 1, 2, 3. So that's how you would use a like in the with an AND statement. Let me see here. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Let's switch to what we want to figure out today. So find address that do not have numbers in the address field. Perfect. And we'll do that for the customer table. So if we forgot, let's clear out everything here. Run as SQL. Okay, so we have address that does not contain an address. It does not contain a number in the address field. So is that what the question was? Okay, so where we didn't learn this, but I'm gonna show it anyway. any. So I'm just thinking, should we do this today, or we'll come back to this. I'll show you guys later how to do this. There's several ways we can do this first question, but we're going to skip that for now. So let's go to the next checkpoint. So cities that start with an A, because this one I want to go a little bit further than this one. So city, not white, start with an A. So A, wildcard, that. So all the cities we get back should not start with an A. And you know what? Let's say for instance we only care about city. So let's use city, and let me see. So run this results. Okay, so you see here we get 88 records back. Let's use some things that we learned from the past. So let's throw a group by in here. Group by 1. So we just want, basically, if Mexico or London comes back, I don't want it one time. I don't want it to repeat 88 times. Okay, so this is going to kick my butt today. So group by control X. If I'm not mistaken, last time I didn't want it up here. But let's try. See again, like when I usually write my SQL statements in the system that I usually put it after the select, so that, or it might not like the one. Okay, so it wants it at the end. Usually when I write my group by statement, I always put it after what I'm selecting, but here it wants it at the end. I keep forgetting that. Okay, so you see here, this time because we're grouping, we get 66 results back. If we didn't want to group, we could have just done this. Yeah, we did learn this. Distinct, which gets only the one instance of that result. 66 records. So you can do group by, you can do distinct. Okay. So that's question number 2. Okay. So now we want to, I'll show you this. So we want to get addresses that contain Boulevard or BLV. So let's come here. Okay, where? So I don't remember how the table looked. I'm going to bring my asterisk, take this out, and run this just so I can get a sample of my table. And we want to get address. So select star from customers where, like any. I didn't want to go into this, but I think I'm going to do it. Just do it for this one. So basically what I'm doing, basically I'm putting multiple conditions in one statement. So let's go ahead and, so we say we're address like any, and our first thing is, we don't care, we just want Boulevard. Cause I'm not sure, like writing this in, I'm not sure if they'll space it. I'm not sure if they put a dot at the end, but I know I want Boulevard. That's one. And I also want BLV, if I'm not mistaken. I'll go back and look at the question. And this is where, oops, let me put a comma here. So just type exactly what I have here. So it's BLVD or BLV. Okay. So what's going to happen here? There's a possibility that I could get, I call it noise in the data, where there might be a street for whatever reason has BLV in the name. So we have to be, when we get our results back, we have to look at that. So run SQL. Okay, so could not prepare statement on no such function any. Okay, so they won't let us do it like this. So I'll just, usually basically, in the system I use, you can put any in the statement and have multiple conditions in there, but they don't like that, so we'll follow their rules. We'll just do this. We can use the OR statement, but for now I'll just do this one. So let's tackle this one. So okay. So let's say, so we see here we have these three back, BLVD with a period. Let's take this out. Let's see what would happen if we just brought this back. We would get nothing. So that's why It's very important. You could be like, oh, there's nothing with Boulevard. It's very important, one, to know your data, and just sometimes you just gotta think like, okay, could there be something after that? Yeah. And I could have came back with extra data where BLVD is part of the name of the street. Okay, so let's go back and try BLV now. And then see here, we still got this back. So doing BLV probably would have worked and saved us some time. Just doing BLV and the wildcard. Let's do this. This probably would have got us something back as well. Let's see if our, so that did get us back anything. That's weird. Should have. I won't fight it. Oh, okay, I know why. BLVD. That's why. Okay, so this should get us back because I completely forgot to take the D off. So this one as well would have gotten something back. But then if they did, let's say for instance for whatever reason it was just BLVD without the period, then we would miss it. So after looking at this and just thinking ahead, if I was going to write a query to run automatically, I'll just use this right here because I feel more confident in capturing everything. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed today's lesson. Again, next lesson we'll go ahead and go into more detail with the wildcard. Today we mainly focus on the like statements and how to build it, and next week we'll come back to this. Next episode we'll come back to this question and answer this. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If there's something that you weren't clear on, comment down below and I'll do my best to answer it. And hopefully everybody has a great day, and thank you for tuning in.